All notes to that effect. Hello. Still not back with you on social media yet, but here is a little broadcast. We are now mixing, finally, the first of this string of albums, Linda Moylan's album. And I have to say, after an intense 2 days up at the Green Room, up at Mark's, where Mark is co-producing the mixes and so on, we've been having a very jolly time. So I thought you might like to get one or two snippets of Linda's, I hope you're going to love, excellent album. What can one say? Apart from
staffy smelling tenants and tobacco remnants created my mind, and I said, here we go, this is a man I know 100 times. This is a man I know 100 times. I can feel him much no more, but it's the rage that bursts inside of me. I don't see him much no more, but in the new parts of you look closely, yeah, you will see. Oh, black boots, you will see. Oh, black boots.
There's a song called Old Black Boots, very bluesy. That's very much in the style that Linda does a lot of her stuff in. So it's Mr. Ian Montague playing the 12-string and the rhythm guitars there, and me interspersing a touch of dobro every now and then. I'm on the bottom, there's a little stack of vocals in there, I'm down at the bottom. Odette and Ian are providing the middle harmonies, and catchy little chorus. I rather like this song, I think it's good. Anyway, that's Much No More. That's Old Black Boots, anyway. What's next up? Next up, we've got something. This is a song that they did, and then they were going to reject it. So I think this is the only time I put my foot down in the whole process, because it's so quirky and so kind of left field that I actually thought it would be a great contrast to have on an album of very solid songs something that's just a bit wacky. So and having sort of got hold of the idea that that's how it should be, that's how it's turned out. So this this little song is very much, I call it Waitsy myself. He said, come on, you can do it. It's also, as we've mixed it, it's actually got a bit of that Nick Cave Red Right Hand feel to it. It was not intentional, but it's kind of how it's come out.
Pushing now, it ain't right. Pushing hard, it ain't right. But can you hear me like a blind man, like I am God in His last night, His last night. Blew into her smiling mouth, into her resting wine.
So what happened with this one is that they said they hadn't done any more kind of development of the song because they really weren't sure it was going to go on the album, and then I added the fiddle, then played that to them, and it kind of rekindled the interest again. So then Ian came back with a whole bunch of overdubs, the very sort of loose slide guitar and so on, It's turned it certainly into the wackiest track on the album, but I absolutely love it. I love the bell.
I'd ask you to read, but you don't read signs. I'd ask you to play, but you're out of time. I'm just waiting for my stars to align.
Of course, kind of Linda goes into full sort of bluesy overdrive there. Yeah, so that's definitely the wackiest track on the album. I absolutely love it. I'm very pleased with it indeed. What else have we got here? Whilst we're spooling through, let's try this one.
Was it a dream? I couldn't tell. Eyes of blue with different hues from those easy tears. Look into a light I fought for you beneath my breast.
Yeah, so we've gone into full power ballad mode on that one. Yeah, and a good friend of theirs playing some fantastic piano, which appears on quite a few other tracks on the album as well. Very, very accomplished piano player, and great for that type of balladeering. Yeah, so love that. Just a couple more for you, and I hope it will persuade you all to investigate Linda Moylan further. And when the album comes out, it'll be on the Talking Elephant label, the same label that a few of my older albums are on, and a lot of the older Albion stuff is on. Yeah, so you should be able to get it without any kind of trouble. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, I'm not in the studio, obviously, so I'm trying to manipulate my little used CD player. Try this. Somewhat more folk rocky, this one. The Brig Hannah.
There's news in Nori on a ship that leaves, destined for greatness and liberty. A land called Quebec where her belly so full could seize our credits for evermore. On the Brig Hannah, on the Brig Hannah, I am destined for Canada. Love it in my heart, fortune in my hand. I'll return to Ireland. Lover, don't you worry, a year is all I'll go. I will gather and reap and sow, then I'll return with a hope and soul.
Yeah, the Brig Hannah. One of the things that Linda very much wanted to do with this album was kind of explore the folky side of things as well, and together with there's a great version which we haven't got a mix of yet of Star, but this one is one of her songs written around an old seafaring legend, which I again very much like. I expect a few people will pick up on this one and start to sing it. Yeah, just a couple more for you, and then we'll leave it there. We've still got about 5 mixes to do. We'll be doing those next week, and then the album will be ready to go off to the manufacturers. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh no, let's try this. let's try this. Again, much more in the folk mode.
Sit on an old market stall till the sun
goes down.
I'm an old drag boy. I must make that come. Twisted and tied.
All this kind of demonstrates just how versatile Linda is, and of all the different areas that she covers. I can see this one being covered by people as well. You know, it's a very good sort of modern folk song. Anyway, there you go. Last one, and then I'll leave you in peace. Next week we'll be doing DOMs, and then things should settle down a bit after that. We have Mick Groves to mix. I'll be doing that here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to come from Daria Kulish as well. That's a slightly longer term project now, but it means that the three projects that I've been working on now for quite a long time will all be done now in the next 2 weeks. I shall miss them all. You know, it's been fun working with them, and also it's been great going to all the different places, because obviously most of this stuff was kicked off down here, you know, and then lockdown started, and then it was a kind of lucky happenstance whereby, of course, the yoga studio up at the place Odette helps to manage up in Rickmansworth, Loudwater Farm, of course, is no longer being used, and it happens to make a perfect pop-up studio. So I was going back and forth quite a lot from here to there, because obviously people, you know, I could legitimately move around because it's work, whereas it's probably a bit difficult and for everyone else basically to come down, trailing down to Devon all the time. So that's how we've managed to keep all this going. And now again we're in third place, mixing at Mark's, which is the obvious thing to do because Mark has a better listening and overall much better facilities than me. You know, I have the shed in the garden, which is pretty good, but Mark's of course is vastly superior, so it's the obvious place to be mixing and doing all that kind of thing. Anyway, let's see, what else have we got here? There must be something else. Yes, there's something else here. Ah, yes. Love this. Lyrics in this are great.
You think madness is pretty, baby, try to sleep in its bed. You machine gun poet, you're just spitting out the shit that you've read. Falls through my head. In the night it falls through my head. You think madness is pretty, she's a mistress she can't leave behind. When the electric man comes knocking, he kicks out the light in your eyes, leaves you behind. In the night, it leaves you behind. You were pretty once, your eyes are baby blue. All the guys, they will go crazy for you. You think madness is pretty as you dress for your nightly parades. Well, it's your
One of the best metaphors I've heard in a song for a long time were just ordinary merchants trading souls. I like that one very, very much. Metaphors are, you know, are an essential part of songs and so on. Some of them can be really, really naff, So that one's a beauty. Yeah, I like that one. Also, nice thing is Ian, who is Linda's regular playing partner, quite late on in the sessions decided that he was going to buy a mandola, and he seriously got his head down and learnt to play it. This was the last thing I think that was done, and so all that harpsichordy sounding stuff is all being done on a mandola, and I absolutely love it. I think it's great. So there you go. So anyway, right, there's a snippet there of what's to come with Linda Moylan's album, and I sincerely hope I will obviously plug it to death with everyone when it finally comes out, but I sincerely hope that a few of you go and investigate it. I'm very pleased with it indeed. It's been a great pleasure to do. You know, there'd be no point in doing it if it wasn't fun. So there you go. Anyway, ordinary merchants, back to some perfunctory. For me, see you at Shrewsbury.